Up next is the talented, vivacious, energetic Nancy Friedman. Thank you.
Let me hear it. I am Nancy Friedman, and you're entitled to a little information on me. I was born in Chicago, Illinois. You are not entitled to the year. Before I give you the information that I wanted to share with all you here today, I want to ask you a question, and this is very, very important. How many of you sitting right here have ever stopped to call in and ask for yourself a service or a product to your own office? How many have done that? Well, the few that have raised their hand, you know where I'm going with this. If you're sitting there and saying, well, I've never called my own office, why would I do that? Let me tell you something. I have. I've called my own office. Yes, you've got to call your own office. We cannot fix what we do not know. You must find out how your customers are being treated. Now, one woman said to me, well, they'll recognize my voice. Yeah, they will if you call somebody else, but if you call up and ask for yourself, I do it all the time. I call my office and I say, is Nancy there? And nobody's ever said to me, that you screwing around, Nancy. They may think it, they may know it, but they'll never test the water. You taking a picture? Go ahead. I usually sit on laps, but I'm not allowed to get off stage. All right. I think you know what you're in for here. Okay. Many years ago, I picked up my telephone, and I called my insurance agent, and I told him to cancel all my policies. No small job. We were his largest account. I do not need to tell anybody in this room what it means to lose your largest account. The man had coronary arrest. I heard him fall off his chair. He picked himself up, and he said, my gosh, Nancy, what happened? So I told him, your people stink. They're so rude, they're so abrupt, they're so unfriendly, they're so unhelpful, and I don't want to be treated like that anymore, thank you. I don't have to, I'm not going to be treated like that anymore, thank you very much. You're terrific, Michael, but you're never there. And I got to tell you, they're terrible. So I'll have lunch with you, your kids are pretty, your wife is cute, but I'm not doing business with you anymore, thank you very much. He said, you know what, Nancy, you're right. When I call your office, I'm treated like a king, and I'm not even a customer. I said, Michael, we treat our wrong numbers better than you treat your customers. That's the laugh line. Thank you. He said, would you do me a favor? I said, what's that? He said, would you come to my office and would you show my guys what you guys do? Well, I don't know about any of you, but when somebody reaches out to touch me, yeah, I want to touch him back. So I said, yeah, okay, I'll go to your office. So I went to his office out of love. It was the last time I did it out of love, let me tell you that. But I went to his office, and they had cookies and donuts and coffee and 2 round tables, 6, 7 people at each table. I don't think there were 15, 16 people in the room. And I stood up in front of them. Michael said, Nancy's going to talk with us. So I stood up in front of these 16, 17 people looking at me, sort of like you're looking at me right now. What's she going to say? And I said, well, at our office, we say please. And one woman said, Hilda, write that down. That's a good one. And she wrote down please. Hand to God, hand to God. I said, we say you're welcome. Have a nice day. Thanks for calling. That's what we do at our office. I don't think I spoke 10, 15 minutes, had another cup of coffee, started to walk out the door. The president of the insurance agency said, wait a minute, Nancy. I said, what's wrong? He said, well, nothing's wrong. I just wanted to thank you. I said, well, you're welcome. He says, no, you don't understand. We really learned some new things. Came home and had a drink with my husband that night. He didn't know what I did. I said, Dick, listen to what I did today. So I told him about calling Michael and canceling the policy, cookies, donut, Hilda, please. I said, Dick, as I was walking out the door, the president of the insurance agency said, thank you very much. We really learned some new things, Dick, that you and I do, like breathing out and breathing out. I don't understand. And Dick looked me right in the eye and said, don't ever be surprised. No one has ever shown them. Well, I have hours to go on this, but I wanted to share with you because I'm here to tell you the killer words of customer service. So when they hired me, I said, I'm going to need the Wheel of Fortune back there and built up, and it's going to, and they said, that's going to cost money. So I have my own little nugget bag, and I got about 10 minutes left to bring you the golden nuggets of customer service. So I'm going to pull my own nuggets out. I was going to have somebody do it, but I just thought, well, I'll just pull the nugget. I know what's in here. I do not know the order of which these will come out, so we're going to have some fun here today. You ready? I pulled out 4 useless words. Now, there's a lot of useless words, aren't there? But I'm going to tell you 4 useless words that you are using that aren't necessary. And that's when you see somebody in the mall and you pass them by and you say, hi, how are you? And she goes, fine. You're not even there. Hi, how are you? Are 4 of the most useless words you can say to somebody. Thank you. They are useless. What do? Zip. Nothing. Nada. No one. Nothing. Nothing happens. I don't like when nothing happens. And I don't want you to like when nothing happens. You look good today. Good to see you. Glad you're here. You look fantastic from last year. Don't stop people that you haven't seen for a year and say, hey, how are you? Fine. How are you? Nothing. It's nothing. So I won't spend a lot of time on that one. I'm telling you, the other words are so much more effective. So much more effective. Let's see what else I can pull out of this. Oh, wait, I think I got the wrong pile here. Okay. No, it's all right. This is what turned me off when I called my insurance agents. Whatever question I asked those people, I got the worst answer ever. Gee, I don't know. It was almost like, I'm pretty, I don't have to know. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, is direct rejection. It's immediate turnoff to anybody. So let me give you the positive alternative to I don't know. Because you know what? There are always times we don't have instant access information. Happens to me, happens to my husband, happens to everybody. So you give them the telephone doctor's immediate positive response. Gee, that's a real good question. Let me check and find out. By the way, Mr. Smith, when did you need that information? Man, that's more powerful than, I don't know. Now, I did have one woman come up to me a while back. She said, well, I tell people I don't know, but I'll find out. But's the big eraser. Why would you tell somebody I don't know but? It doesn't make any sense. Telephone doctor is a language of positive responses at the top of the conversation. You will never hear a negative at the top of a conversation from a telephone doctor employee. Not going to happen. I don't know is total rejection. Let's see what else I got in here for you. You know, sometimes I go down to the audience, but again, time doesn't allow me. We have I got 8 minutes. That's good. This, bear with me here. I guess a little, what do they call it? A malfunction? I think I'm on the wrong side here. Okay. I'm going to take these out. Oh, that's the wrong side. Okay. This is good. I'll put them out here and then I can, okay. Killer words at customer service. That's the other one to talk to you about. We use phrases and we use words that kill and disrupt a conversation. They just do. You don't mean to. You didn't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to kill this conversation. It's good. But you use them every single day. And the top one from all of our surveys, and our surveys are made from people like you, audiences that I had fun with, and say, hey, let's find out what you like and what you don't like. So here's the number one killer word in a conversation. You're sitting in a restaurant, whoever you're sitting with, the waiter comes and pours you a glass of water, woo, and you look up to the waiter and say, thank you. And the waiter says, no problem. Was I a problem? Ladies and gentlemen, no problem has become a huge problem to the American public. Thank you. It's not me. It came from people like you who said, I'm so tired of hearing no problem. You know what else is bad? No worries. People say, okay, I won't say that. I'll say no worries. What's wrong with the gold telephone doctor standard of you're welcome? That's what your mother taught you. Where did that go to? So no problem is a huge problem. And that bugs me. The other day I was shopping, and I count how many times people tell me no problem. 12. This lady, in the space of 12 minutes. She was like a minute, no problem a minute. Yeah, it was really, really frustrating. All right. I took this one out of my golden nugget bag in killer words, because I have never been an insurance agent. I am not intimately familiar with the insurance industry, all right? The lady who who suggested I speak here is in the audience today, and she knows more about insurance than you all will forget, and her name is Susan Standard. Stand up just for a moment, Susan, for one quick moment. Let me see who brought me here. Thank her. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. So I know what you need to do. I'm not familiar with your insurance. I don't want to be an insurance agent. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to do anything with it. She does everything, and I love her for it. But how do you deliver bad news? How many of you have to deliver bad news to your people? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's give you some time to think about a new way to describe it. So you call up Mrs. Jones. And Mrs. Jones, I got some bad news. And she says, oh, good. I've been waiting for some. I mean, nobody wants bad news. So we've removed it. We've removed it from our lives, from each other. Mrs. Friedman, Mrs. Jones, I've got some good news, and I've got some not so good news. Which would you like to hear first? and you give them the opportunity to choose. Now, what that means to you is that you got to always have plan B in your back pocket. You must have a plan B. So whatever the situation, I know you have plan B. I know what little I know about the insurance industry. You always have a plan B. So you're taking away the sting. Mrs. Friedman, I got some good news and I got some not so good news. My husband does it to me when I want to go to dinner. Hey, Nancy, I got some good news and some not so good news. What's the good news? We're eating home. What's the not so good news? You're making it. So, but okay. I pulled out extra nuggets just in case time would allow me to, but I want to make sure that I pull this out because this is a bet. I got what, 3, 4, maybe 500 people in the room. I'm going to bet everything that's in your wallet that you have one of the 5 frustrating cell phone phrases on your cell phone right now. Okay, I'll bet that. I'm going to give you the 5 frustrating cell phone phrases. Hard to drink with. False teeth, okay. I'm having too much fun. The first of the frustrating 5, the phrase on your cell phone. You're too cute, you shouldn't be up front. Very distracting. I only got 3 minutes, so we got to move this. All right. This is what says here. Hi, I'm not able to answer my phone right now, or hi, I'm not at my desk right now. Well, that's a hot lot of news. Your answer machine answered. We don't want to know where you're not. So you just got to say, hi, this is Nancy Friedman. That tells me something. The second of the 5 phrases is, I'm sorry I missed your call. Well, you know, sometimes we're not. Sometimes it's a little old lady that, oh, it's her again. We don't want her. So we're going to go over the best way to do it. The third is the groaner. Your call is very important to me. Oh. So they're thinking, well, why aren't you there? By the way, those who are writing it down, stop. Stop writing. It's on my website. Okay, you got a whole article on it. Or aren't you writing about me? Maybe you're writing a letter. It's on the website. You'll be all right. The third of the 5 frustrating phrases is, your call is very important to me, and I just forgot the third one. Fourth one. You don't know them? Okay. Well, I do know it. I'm teasing you. And you're going to say, well, what's wrong with this, Nancy? Everybody does it. Well, everybody doesn't do it. I don't. My husband doesn't. And that's when you say, go ahead and leave your name and number, and I will return your call as soon as possible. Well, what's wrong with that? Well, what's wrong with that is your as soon as possible is different as my as soon as possible is different from your as soon as possible. We will never exceed anybody's expectations with as soon as possible. The statement is, and I will return your call, and then do it. And the last one, the 5th, is leave an escape valve. Leave an escape valve. Go ahead and leave your name and number, or email me, or here's my home number. Leave someplace else I can reach you, or Susie, my secretary. So it's real important. Again, those are on the website and you get them, but those are phrases that aren't. You know where that came from? An engineer. An engineer wrote those who made the telephone, the company that made the telephone, that went to an engineer. Do you want an engineer communicating for you? I'm not being rude. I got friends who are engineers, but I don't want them talking to my customers. So I've been redoing some voicemails from people, but I rate them first. She says, how'd I do? I said, you got to re-record. I go, excellent, good, fair, re-record. And so far, all of them I checked have been re-record. They're monotone. Hi, this is Bob. Thanks for calling. Leave me a number and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Or when at my convenience is another bad one. The list goes on and on and on. I'm going to leave you with the last one that is out there, and I got almost a minute. And that is, don't be too busy to be nice. Don't be too busy to be nice. It's a hard world out there. People say to me all the time, I'm so busy. You should be saying, thank God. Thank God I'm busy. I cannot leave the stage without thanking Karen and Alexandra and, of course, Susan again. You have been a marvelous audience. If you enjoyed yourselves, tell them. And if you didn't, keep your mouths shut. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.